Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to iCommand, and we've got a game log review for you guys here. This is from our June Skirmish tournament. This is going to be the last one of the season for Season 9 before we start doing our public playtesting for Season 10. We're actually pretty deep into our private beta testing for Season 10 with some of our volunteers, and it's been going really well actually. I'm really happy with how it's been going internally. So I'm excited to see it release in come July and see what everybody thinks of the new cards. But we've got one more tournament to get through. We're actually currently in round 2 of the June tournament. It's 3 rounds of Swiss with a cut to top 4. This is going to be a game from round 1. I'm going to try and showcase 2 games from each round for the tournament since this is the final one. And this one we're going to get to see Herbie playing against Morgan in round 1. And if you're looking at the screen and at the list on display for Herbie, he's not playing Rancors this time. He actually got his win with the Rancors in the May tournament. So it looks like he's given those a rest and trying out something a little new here. But it should actually look very familiar if you watched the April tournament and saw Destruct One's list with those Rancors and Imperials. So instead what we're seeing here is Herbie is playing, instead of Rancors, he's playing double ATST. This is the 10-point ATST. It's actually just recosted. It's the same as the original ATST. In fact, I think I can toggle it here. The only difference is it costs 4 points less than the original FFG version. But there's some more differences that were added on top of that, which is that it now has access to Imperial retrofitting, which is kind of similar pretty much to like Beast Tamer in Scum, but it's kind of a Beast Tamer for massive vehicles, very specific massive vehicles in Empire that gives a free move action but can also be used to give that figure assault instead, or you can deplete it to give it a focus. I think that's how it works. Yeah, you can either get a free move, you can gain assault for the turn, and then you can deplete it to have that figure become focused when it performs an attack. So we've got 2 of those. We've got the Imperial retrofitting, and then they also each have the General's ranks attachment. So this is going to give them 2 extra movement points every time they move. Every time they gain movement points outside of their activation, I should say, and whenever they attack outside their activation, they get +1 damage. This is also a redone card from the original, except it's not just recosted. It's has its text changed slightly, so it works a little bit better with things that grant movement points outside of activation, not just things that give a move action. Since Imperial officers did get nerfed by FFG, they no longer give a move action in Skirmish, they just give 2 movement points. And then to facilitate this, he's got 4 regular officers and 4 of the elite officers, which were recosted from 5 to 4 for Season 9. And also now have a surge for +2 damage and 1 extra health compared to their original version. And we've got, rounded out, we've got extra armor to give both of the ATSTs 2 block power tokens, and we've also got Unshakable and Zillow Technique. So Zillow Technique buffing their defense against Pierce, of course, and Unshakable meaning that it's going to be very hard to slow them down with conditions. And now he's playing against Morgan, and Morgan is playing a Rebel list. Looks like a variation on a list he's been playing for a while, which is Wonder Twins. We see Leia and Farm Boy Luke. However, instead of IG-11, which we've seen in the past, he's got Mara Jade and Jyn Erso. So very cool to see Jyn Erso being used here. And then he's also got... Okay, and then to round out this list, we've got R2-D2, Gideon Argus, Yoda, and we've also got Smuggling Compartment and Channel the Force, which is a Skirmish upgrade that lets you draw 1 less card when you would draw a card, and you get to search your command deck for a Force user card, put it into your hand, and then have one of your Force users suffer strain equal to the cost. For some reason I can't seem to find it. There it is. and this pairs really well with Yoda because of how Yoda's wisdom ability is worded. If you don't draw a card from his wisdom ability, you don't have to put a card back. So since you're searching instead of drawing, you get to just take the card that you get from channel, and you don't have to put a card from your hand back into the deck. Alright, so let's get started here. We are playing on the Scavengers mission on Waska Hunting Ground. So this is the one where the caches are just worth 4 VPs. There's no extra rules about the difficult terrain, so what you see is kind of what you get, especially on this, on Vassal. They've removed the walls. If this was being on tabletop, there would be walls here, here, and I believe here, and those would be ignored. So those are ignored since they are between difficult terrain as part of the rules of this mission. Alright, and it looks like, based on where I moved things, I think that Herbie had initiative. I did move their scorecards around, so we will see shortly here as we advance the thing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, is he... He's only got 3 regular officers instead of the full 4. Okay, so he's got 7 activations compared to Morgan has, looks like also 7 activations. So I believe Morgan has initiative here and is in the red deployment zone. It's going to start off with R2-D2 to move up and draw a card. Officer's going to activate for Herbie, going to play Planning to draw 2 more cards. And then going to have the ATST move 4 spaces thanks to General's ranks. Okay, and now it looks like Morgan going to use Channel the Force off of Yoda's Wisdom ability and going to grab Knowledge and Defense, which for 2 points adds a black die to your defense results if you're a Force user. And friendly Force users can spend a strain while attacking to redraw Knowledge of Defense. It's a different, updated back in, I want to say Season 2, and then actually got nerfed in Season 3, so it can only do black die instead of, it used to add a black die or a white die when you did it, but it was so toxic to just keep adding white dice to the defense results that it had to get changed, so you can only add black dice. Okay, second officer activating for Herbie, gonna open the door on the left side, the bottom of his blue deployment zone. And not going to be able to move the ATSTs because of that. Okay, and we're going to see Mara Jade move up behind R2-D2. Now, I think it's going to be possible for these officers to get this ATST all the way over here to where it can start attacking these figures, R2-D2 and Mara Jade. And it could possibly even attack twice this round with the elite officer, one of them. Yep, it is going to move over. And now it does have line of sight to Mara Jade. As far as accuracy goes, it's got 1 blue die, 2 red, and a +3 accuracy bonus with no surge for accuracy. So at minimum range is 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So actually it can only reach here from where it is right now, but it could keep moving to get closer. Okay, looks like Gideon is... Oh no, sorry, Gideon moved Mara Jade. Now Mara Jade is activating. So Yoda and Gideon have focused Jyn Erso and Luke Skywalker. And because of Mara Jade's 5 speed and the movement from Gideon, Mara is able to open the door at the bottom and is now controlling the cache. And interestingly, we've discussed this with the Rancors, but this area here is very difficult for the ATSTs to access. However, unlike the Rancors, ATSTs have a ranged attack, so they can actually shoot anything. If they come right up to here, they can shoot anything in this area, including anything that's controlling that cache. And if it comes here and it shoots at the controlling the cache, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is just 1 short of its minimum range, so it only have to roll a 3 or higher on the blue dice when it attacks. Okay, elite officer going to order the ATST to move to the middle area. So now we've got ATST Butthead, codename Butthead in the middle. ATST codename Beavis up on the top right, threatening the Morgan's deployment zone. But by having to expose them to be able to attack like that, they are exposed to a counterattack. Okay, Luke moving up to the middle door, not going for the attack on the ATST. So that's interesting, because he could have gone and attacked Beavis with a focus. Butthead now going to activate and going to take that shot we mentioned, shooting at Mara Jade with range 6, so needs 6 accuracy. Well, needs 3 accuracy on the dice. And Morgan's going to use knowledge and defense here, so he knows he's got a pretty good chance of getting hit. I believe it's a 4 out of 6, so 2 out of 3 chance of being hit by this attack. Yep, he's got the accuracy, no surges. 3 blocks for Mara Jade with the black dice from knowledge and defense. So that's going to be 3 damage to Mara. And then Butthead is going to continue moving to control the cache in the middle of the map. Alright, now we've got a focused Jin Urso, just going to double move and going to use Trust Goes Both Ways to give Mara Jade a surge token as well as heal 1 damage from Mara Jade, so that's nice. Okay, we've got the elite officer Ernie. So Ernie, Bert, Larry, Curly, and Mo are our officers. Pretty good. So Ernie's going to have Beavis move, and he's going to move 6 spaces, 4 from the movement and 2 from General's ranks. And looks like Morgan did have Son of Skywalker, so interesting. Is he going to open the door and shoot into one of these middle guys? No, he's going to come around and shoot Beavis from the terminal. And it looks like he still has Leia, so this is going to be great for Morgan, since now he's going to be able to shuffle Son of Skywalker back into the deck for round 2 with Leia, and get another Luke attack. And Luke does get +1 damage on his attack from Heir to the Jedi Skirmish attachment from Season 7, which finally made Jedi, or not Jedi Luke, but Farm Boy Luke finally start to see some competitive play. Even with him being recosted from 10 down to 7, he still didn't see much play competitively until we gave him that +1 damage, and he also gets focus on his Saber Strike now. Okay, so this is going to be search for +2, search for cover 2, and that's nice. Luke did take 2 damage from Channel the Force for the knowledge and defense, so now he's going to get to just recover it off with his search for a cover. Also going to use his reroll from Heir to the Jedi, but it looks like it didn't help too much, so he's got 6 damage on the dice, recover 2. Oh man, I think this attack's doing 0 damage. Really good defense roll, plus the extra armor token. So 0 damage into the ATST, unfortunately. Okay, and now we see Imperial retrofitting being exhausted. So it looks like Beavis is finally activating. Going to take a shot at Luke, I think. No, wait, how's he attacking Luke? Oh, maybe at Yoda. Oh yeah, it looks like he does have a shot at Yoda because he ignores small figures, so Yoda's going to play knowledge and defense, but this does mean that Beavis is going to take 3 damage from Yoda's ability. Ooh, and Yoda dodges. Now ATST is a heavy weapon, so he could use lock-on here if Herbie's playing it. And then yeah, Yoda gonna use force deflection to send back 3 damage at the ATST. Oh, but he gave the ATST assault, so unfortunately now we know that that knowledge and defense is kind of wasted there. Let's see, but he's only gonna do 4, 5, 6, 5. Does get a reroll with targeting computer. Ooh, 7 damage onto Yoda there. And then going to use Reduce to Rubble, so it's going to deal 1 damage to Yoda and to R2-D2 and Luke, and it's going to surround them with difficult terrain tokens. These are Rubble tokens from Heart of the Empire. Now, interestingly, that now removes... Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't remove this wall. If this was difficult terrain, this wall would get removed. So that actually doesn't really change anything. But with a card that puts down Rubble tokens, like Reduce to Rubble, you can, on this map, it can sometimes really alter like the terrain. Like if, for example, they attacked a figure that was here and played that, and then this and this became Rubble tokens, this wall right here would actually disappear effectively because of how the wording on the rules for this map are. Okay, but now we've got Leia activating, and we're going to see a double tap from Leia and Luke into the ATST, earning them the Wonder Twins moniker. Once again, a very powerful combination from the old days of FFG when Luke and Leia had just come out and weren't power crept out of the game by FFG. Well, now they are back in IACP and they are as good as ever. So we're going to see Leia use battlefield leadership here. Not great. In fact, I think that is going to do 0 damage. Oh, but she can reroll with Luke, so that's good. So we're going to be able to do 1 damage at least. And then Leia is a Force user, so she gets to redraw Knowledge and Defense. Also going to shuffle Son of Skywalker back into the deck. And Luke can attack, and this is a much better attack than last time. Still a good defense roll, but I think Luke is going to be doing 4 damage here and going to recover off the damage he took. Looks like we're seeing a Zillow Technique pitch. Take position being discarded for Zillow Technique, so we're going to do 3 damage to... Oh, is it only 2? Oh, because of the power token, the block power token. So 2 damage to the ATST. So slowly whittling them down, getting through their defenses. They do have 15 health, so it's got a ways to go to chew through these guys. And both players are going to get their 4 VPs. Oh no, actually, Herbie's getting 8 because he's controlling 2 of the caches. But that bottom cache is critical here as a counter strategy against these ATSTs, being able to just stand there in the middle of the map while Morgan's forces have to stay a little bit safer and further back. Okay, and it looks like fuel upgrade is going to get played here. This is going to give all of Herbie's vehicles, so the 2 ATSTs, +1 speed, and then more importantly, +1 evade, which is going to make them even more tanky and harder to deal with. Also, it looks like... Oh, Morgan going to stop that. I think Morgan identifying that if he can't kill these ATSTs quickly, he's going to be in trouble, and fuel upgrade is going to make that really difficult for him. So it looks like he did play Comm Disrupt there to cancel it, and then we have Take Initiative being played, and Negation is played by Herbie. So yes, Morgan did have initiative round 1, and now Herbie's going to have initiative going into round 2 here. I'm going to use Imperial Retrofitting to give his ATST Assault once again, rather than taking the free movement, and going to attack Luke. Luke is going to play Knowledge and Defense, and he needed it since he blanked out on the white die there. So he's got 2 blocks, which unfortunately do get pierced by the Surge. So I think, unless... oh, actually, that's interesting. Unless he wants to do Blast, which I think he probably will because Yoda is down to just 1 health. And if he blasts Yoda, then Yoda doesn't get to use Force Deflection. Oh, Overwhelming Impact. That's going to add 2 damage and 2 surges and ignore the +1 block on Luke. So now he's going to get the Pierce 2 and the Blast 2. This is going to do a lot of damage. So Overwhelming Impact, since it's a heavy weapon. 5, 6, 7, 8, Pierce 2, wow, 8 damage and Blast 2. So 8 damage to Luke, kills off Yoda.
Won't get another chance at this, Admiral.
Blast 2 onto R2-D2. Okay, and then the second attack, Luke needs to dodge here, and it looks like it's not going to happen, so I think Luke is going down. Yep, he's going to take 2 damage, although the ATST does have a reroll, but it looks like he doesn't need to. Alright, Luke goes down, and Herbie goes to 19. And only 6 damage on the ATST. Okay, R2 gonna draw a card and heal a damage. Oh no, actually it looks like he moved. I thought R2 should have taken Blast 2 there as well. But perhaps I missed something. Okay, our officers are just moving around by the terminal and now opens the door to Herbie's deployment zone, but these ATSCs are pretty much blocking. Oh, we're going to leave that door closed? No, we're going to open it. Okay. Gideon going to focus Leia and moves up. And now we see the elite officer coming down and going to give another attack to this ATST. Looks like probably attacking Leia. Oh no, there's a black dice. So maybe attacking Gideon. And he has 6 accuracy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if he is attacking Gideon, he does get the hit. He also gets +1 damage from General's ranks. 4, 5, 6, Pierce 2, Blast 2. So it looks like Gideon is going to go down. Yep, Gideon
won't get another chance
down. Herbie at 22, and now we see Jin Urso is going to get another Surge token from Trust Goes Both Ways, and heals off another damage from Mara Jade, and is now going to go for the Tonfa Strike, but not going to get the melee attack, unfortunately. Is going to spend the Surge token, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... and it has a built-in Pierce 1. So I think that's going to be doing 3 unless Herbie exhausts Zillow Technique. Okay, so we're going to do 2 damage to this ATST. And it looks like Morgan's firepower is letting him down just a little bit. I think the dice have been hot for Herbie on the defensive side, and not so hot for Luke in the early round, although he did give up an attack, I will point out. He could have attacked at long range with Luke during Luke's first activation, I believe. I might be wrong. Okay, but it looks like we've got a focused Leia attack targeting the elite officer. I thought it was the elite officer. Oh, the dodge. Yeah, and that's the one thing that... I mean, these Wonder Twins lists are really good, but the thing they really struggle with is dodges. They just, other than Element of Surprise, like Force User leaders don't really have anything to clear defense results. But we're going to see the double dodge. Yeah, I mean, now we can definitely say the defense dice have definitely been breaking in Herbie's favor here. Okay, and the elite officer is going to keep pulling back the ATST. Mara Jade going to play Force Rush, going to open the door and stand on the cache. Now, even though Luke is dead, Mara Jade can still play Son of Skywalker. Okay, but that's going to be the end of round 2. And Morgan remembering to use Smuggling Compartment. If you can see, he has the Initiative token on top of his deck. I imagine it's to remind him before he draws any cards at the end of the round to use Smuggling Compartment to check the top card. Yep, I'm going to send it to the search deck. Alright, and now Morgan gets to activate with Initiative. He's got Mara Jade. I imagine he doesn't have Pummel though, and he's going to move her up and attack Beavis. And has a Surge token. She does have a reroll. I could see her rerolling that blue since she has 2 good surge abilities. Yeah, that's actually pretty good now. So we're doing 8 Pierce 3, which is 8 Pierce 1 if Zillow Technique gets exhausted. So it'll do 6 damage to this. Oh no! Herbie had the tough luck to punish the reroll there. That's really gonna hurt. Now it's gonna be 8 against 3 blocks, so that's gonna be 5 damage. Actually, maybe it doesn't really hurt that much. I guess she only lost Pierce 1 against Zillow Technique, so we're gonna do 5 damage to this guy, and then looks like we're seeing Shared Experience being discarded to Zillow Technique to add +1 damage, so we're gonna do 4 damage with this attack. Oh, only 3. What did I miss here? We have 8. Oh no, did Morgan go for the Pierce 3? So he's doing 6 Pierce 1 against 4 blocks, so yeah, only did 3 damage. I wonder if maybe going for the +2 damage would have been better there instead of enabling the Zillow Technique, but and we've got Son of Skywalker here, able to be played off of Mara Jade's Fast Learner ability. One of the combos of playing her with Luke Skywalker, being able to use Son of Skywalker after Luke is killed. Oh, and the Parting Blow going to catch the Beavis here on its way out. And she's still got that Surge token, which is great for her. Okay, almost the same exact roll here, but now Zillow Technique is exhausted, so he's going to get the full benefit of Pierce 3. And I think that means he's going to take out this ATST before it can attack, which was fantastic for Morgan. So Morgan going to get the 10 points from the ATST. Does get stunned, but she has lots of targets. And oh, she has the Heart of Freedom. So now Mara going to activate from... She was readied by Son of Skywalker. That was really good. Basically just got to chain activations there. So now going to play Heart of Freedom to recover 2 damage, get rid of the stun, gets 2 extra movement points, and can now start working on this other ATST, and is going to be able to get a Pierce 3 attack through these block power tokens with Zillow Technique now exhausted. So, you know what, ignore me. I think Morgan definitely knew what he was doing when he pushed the Pierce 3 through the Zillow Technique there. I think the Parting Blow was definitely part of that math, knowing he was going to get 2 more attacks with her that round. He wanted to clear out to get Herbie to use his Zillow Technique sooner there. Not great. So now he's got a tough choice. Do you re-roll the blue hoping to get a surge, or do you re-roll the red knowing that you have a 5 and 6 chance of just getting something better? I think personally, a surge is worth 3 damage, right? Getting through 3 blocks. So I think going for that surge, the 1 in 3 chance of a surge, I think is worth it. Re-rolling the blue. Oh, interesting. We're re-rolling the black die. Can ATSTs re-roll their dice? I don't know why the black got re-rolled. He is going to re-roll the red. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely it makes sense to re-roll the red now that we have that evade there. Oh, I forgot they rolled 2 black dice. So, yeah, now that the evade's there, that makes way more sense to re-roll the red to go for the extra damage, because obviously a surge will be useless there. So we're doing against 3 blocks. We're doing 3 damage, unless Herbie has a card to discard to Zillow Technique, but it doesn't look like it. He should have redrawn Shared Experience though when that other ATST went down, but it looks like he forgot. Okay, and the officers are going to move the ATST back, or no, to the left. Moving it to the left. And Jyn Erso now going to activate. And that reduced to rubble, I think, really slowed down Morgan's figures and made it harder for him to reposition for good attacks. I think it definitely stopped Jyn Erso from being able to double tap the ATSD last round, and I think it might get in her way here because she's gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 without a movement card. She's not going to be able to get into melee range of this ATST without a movement card. She's just going to have to go through the swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spends a token. Goes for the attack on the elite officer. She's got the Pierce 3. And she has a surge for +1 damage. Or sorry, not Pierce 3, Pierce 1. So gonna do 5 damage, which is gonna not be quite enough to kill that officer. Thanks to its increased 6 health. And that officer is gonna run away. And looks like it's going to have the ATST attack Mara Jade, who is going to play Knowledge and Defense. Gonna reroll the red die. 7, 8, -2 is 6 damage. Ah, but Morgan now has the tough luck, and I'm gonna stop 3 damage with that tough luck. So only gonna take 2 damage from this attack. Or 3. Oh, 3 from the general's ranks, +1 damage. So Mara Jade takes 3 damage. And now we're going to be able to respond with Leia. But Herbie did move his figures out of melee range of Mara, so Leia's only going to be able to do battlefield leadership with Jin. But unfortunately, even with the 1 movement point, well, I guess Jin, let's see, does Leia give movement points? Or move 1 space. Move 1 space. Okay, so she can at least move through the swamp to here and try to make an attack on the ATST. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so... Oh, that's right, because Mara can move 1 space and attack it. Alright, so he can double tap on this elite officer on Bert. And officer does get a reroll with Cower. What is this card being played? So, oh wow, is it only doing 1 damage? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see, because he's going to shuffle back in a card. So what did he shuffle back in? So he redrew Knowledge and Defense. But he should be able to shuffle a card back in with military efficiency, right? So I would think he'd want to do that. Like, he could still use Son of Skywalker with Mara Jade if she survives till next turn. Mara Jade is going to go for the officer. Officer gets a reroll, though, with the Cower. Did we forget? I think Herbie forgot to reroll with Cower there. Unless I missed it. Yeah, I think he forgot to reroll. So, officer does go down. Oh, there, he did the reroll. Yeah, I think he's still dead. What is this? Oh, this is an officer attacking Mara Jade. So, +2, and I think they stun, which is pretty annoying for that. So we're going to stun Mara Jade, or no, we're going to focus the officer. Oh, this is a regular officer attack, so regular officers do not stun. So he's going to search for focus, search for +1 damage, and does 1 damage to Mara Jade. And they're going to move to control the cache. And R2 gonna... Whoa, can he do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, R2 was able to get to the cache, so... Both players still controlling 1 cache each, with the middle one being contested. And... Oh wow, did the ATST not activate yet? Oh man, it did not. So now it gets to attack twice with Assault. Knowledge and Defense gonna be played here. This is targeting... I'm not sure who this is targeting. Let's see, but right now it's doing 4, 5... Actually, I assume Mara, because Leia gets +1 evade. 5, -1 block. So 4 damage. Oh, plus a... Oh, he depleted it for focus? What did I miss? I'm not sure. why the green is being added. Oh, he did deplete it. Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 damage. I'm gonna reroll with targeting computer. Same thing. So that leaves Mara Jade on 1 health, and second attack targeting Mara, and she needed a dodge there. So Herbie gonna go to 36 points, and Morgan down to just Leia and Jin Urso, with lots of bodies from the officers to deal with as well. And oh yeah, that's right. So that wasn't, since that was now the end of the round, that puts Herbie at 40. So Herbie goes to 40 and is able to take the game, and a very interesting list. Very interesting to see ATSCs being slotted in over the Rancors, since they seem to have a much easier time getting 2 attacks just with the assault from Imperial retrofitting, since they don't really need the movement from Imperial retrofitting. They just have the officers and generals ranks to do that. So interesting game to see. Will be interesting to see how far Herbie goes in the tournament with it. Thanks everybody for watching. We will catch you for the next one.